Welcome to FedScoopTV. I'm Camille Tutti, FedScoop's editorial director, and I'm sitting here with Greg Capella from DHS. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about open source. What are some of the trends you see in that field?
The government's accepting it more and more. In fact, it's rare that I see that, for instance, to use Linux as an example, that folks are asking for a specific version of Unix. It's become a commonplace to say Linux, and it's very well accepted. Part of that has to do with, obviously, the community itself has resolved some of the concerns about security, as much as there's now good guidance on how you harden it, how do you use it, and what context it's valuable. And there's a lot of feedback about its use. So the government's not one to step out in front of the community in general. And so now that it's pretty well adopted, it's been proven, it's been accelerating.
You mentioned security. What are some of the security challenges when it comes to incorporating open source?
Well, obviously, open source, the actual developers who develop the modules within the code could be from different areas. So you may or may not have code that you trust or is clear of all the potential issues. Not only that, but also, obviously, there could be coding issues that cause problems. So you have to be very careful on not only the product you choose, but also look through the product and make sure that the code is well supported, that there's a active base, that it meets your business needs, and that you have a means to wish to basically configure it appropriately in your environment.
Mm-hmm. And how does the government leverage open source differently from industry?
Well, in industry, they have often a focus on a given product, a shorter-term goal, where the government, obviously, we're looking for the longer term. So our vision would be more tied to a long-term strategy, and how do we actually evolve that strategy over time, which includes not only the security, 508 compliance, and all the other requirements, but also how do we better serve the public over time with these products. So we can't, for instance, be unaware of things like privacy, the ability to protect your identity. Those are all significant to us, and I know commercial world cares too, but it's a little bit different from a credit card company having an issue with someone breaking in, and DHS, for instance, someone coming in.
Mm-hmm. And looking at the future, how do you see open source use evolve over the years?
We intend to actually use it more and more ourselves, and we're seeing our counterparts in the government do it too. The days where a given product was the go-to and basically had no true competition or very little competition, I think it's behind us. No longer, I think, will we have the dominance that you saw prior. And the open source community itself is evolving so quickly, much like our hardware vendors and other products, so that the innovations available in open source are pretty impressive. So we are no longer locked into this monolithic approach to a given problem set, and we have the option now of evolving it over time.
Thank you so much for chatting with FedScoopTV. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you.